Hello, everyone. Welcome to Let the Lady Speak. I am your one and only host. Well, not really, SG. And on Let the Lady Speak, we have healthy conversations about life, love, dating, and relationships while promoting self love and healing. Tonight, I have a lovely, beautiful queendom of a panel of ladies here, and we're going to talk about singleness. Do we celebrate it? Do we like it? Do we dislike it? We're going to get started. So I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you so much. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to all of these ladies' channels. And let's get into it. So I will have everybody introduce themselves. And we're going to start with Kimberly Crystal, then we go to Inger, Misha, and then Official Bunny, please.
Hello, everyone. I am Kimberly Reviews here on YouTube. I'm so honored to be here tonight. So make sure you subscribe to all the ladies. I'll go ahead and start with that. And just enjoy yourself tonight. If you have questions, make sure you drop them in the chat. Glad to be here.
Hello, everyone. I'm Crystal Annette. Please subscribe to Crystal Annette on YouTube. I have women's panels, men's panels where we talk about everything, relationships, just day-to-day life, and I also have a show where we review Ready to Love and Put a Ring on It with Miss Misha Allen, who's right below me. So please subscribe, and that's it. Thank you so much, Sonya, for letting me join tonight.
How you doing, ladies? Everyone, my name is Inger Smalley. I don't have a channel, but I'm a hardworking woman who is single, and I enjoy Sonya's content. Kimberly Crystal, um, Official Bunny. I've seen some lives and things from you ladies. I thoroughly enjoy it. So I'm just here to listen and give some of my content.
Can you guys hear me? Okay. Hey y'all, I'm Misha Allen. I'm a content creator as well. My YouTube channel is Misha Allen. I'm just excited to be here with Sonya on Let the Lady Speak podcast. Her content's amazing, so I was super excited to do this panel. But yes, that's who I am.
And we have the beautiful, lovely First.
Hey guys, First Home Tuber here. I am Let the Lady Speak's #1 fan. Okay, so no one else can take my spot. I'm so excited to be here. I'm also a fan of all of these lovely ladies here, so I look forward to the discussion.
All right, so it's roll call. I guess it's on me. So hello, everybody. I am Shannon, but I go by Bunny. That's my family nickname. It's nothing too special. Follow me on official bun_e. I do the latest in movie and television show recaps and reviews. I have additional playlists that deal with finances as well as health and so much more. We even have sprinkles of some makeup and hair reviews as well. So my channel is pretty diversified. It goes from reality television all the way to sci-fi to Star Trek Picard. So it's a very diversified playlist. So make sure that you check me out. And I'm happy to be here with all of the queens. Indeed.
Perfect. Welcome, ladies. I appreciate you guys for being here. Again, everyone, please like, share, and subscribe to all of these ladies' channels. And Inger, I think there's a little technical difficulty, but she'll be back. She is my best friend from 7th grade, and she's a single lady, and she also does styling. She's being modest. She also does styling, and she specializes in plus size styling, and she does a great job. She can put anything together. I'd be like, how did you even think about that? How did you know? So tonight we're gonna get into tonight's topics. I want to cheers to you, ladies. I only have water, but that's okay. I want to say welcome to everybody, and we're gonna talk about singleness. So I'm gonna ask everyone, where are you in your singleness? Okay. Let's start with official bunny.
I guess the shortest person goes first, I guess, because I'm 5 feet tall. Okay, let's get it rocking and rolling. So for me, with my platform, it doesn't pay me enough to disclose my relationship, anything, right? But what I can say is that my singleness is always public. Your singleness and who you are and how you treat yourself and how you conduct your life is always public. You always want to make it known to yourself who you are. Singleness. Singleness is a noun. Singleness is also something that you can use as an action. Anything in your life that has to do with redeveloping, restarting, developing yourself as a person. If you go to counseling, everything, they want to go all the way back to you. They want to know the source in if something went wrong. When can we go back in a point of time where we might have dropped the ball or maybe let ourselves go or maybe a relationship didn't go right? It all goes back to you. So my singleness is public, and that is great.
Well, tell it like it is. Let us know. Miss Allen.
So I'm coming up on 4 years of abstaining. So the first one, two, maybe even now, say the first 2 years, I was just like trying to be the best me, self-improvement. So I was really distracting myself and busy. But once that year 3 hit, I started getting a little weary. Like, okay, I miss somebody rubbing on my booty. I'm just kidding. But
I'm watching Netflix.
but these last 2 years, it's like, okay, I think I'm ready now. I think like I want to start dating now. So that's where I am right now. It's just because it's been a long time. I don't know how to talk to people, be inviting to men, I'll say. So that's where I am right now. It's trying to transition from being single purposely to now being available and single. So that's where I am.
Okay, perfect. I'm with you with the booty rub. There's nothing like a good booty rub, okay? I'm with you. Next up, Miss Crystal.
I am at a place that I want to make sure that my voice is heard and that that I'm not letting my wants and needs falter. That's where I am in my singleness. I think it's important that my word sounds have power and that I don't let what I want and need fall by the wayside to build somebody else up. And that's where I have been previously, and I want to make sure that yeah that I know that I I step into my excellence. That's something that you guys will hear me say. Misha's laughing because she's heard me say before. Step into your excellence, and it's important that we do that. So that's important for me. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I have a little more to say, but I'll save it.
Miss Kimberly Reviews, because word on the curb.
Ah,
Someone just said.
I saw that.
listen, I am single and dating. Okay. I was engaged last year and nobody knew it. Well, not on YouTube. I'm kind of like official bunny. But yeah, my Facebookers knew it. But no, I ended that engagement last year. So I am single and dating and enjoying it, just exploring myself and learning myself, enjoying myself, doing solo things. So that's just where I am, positive mindset and open, to finding whatever. So she is she is just upset because I didn't let y'all know last year I was engaged. So she's not gonna let me live it down. But no, I am single, 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 and dating multiple and loving it.
Great job, Kimberly. Great job. Inger.
Yes, ma'am. So, where I'm at in my singleness is single. Um, I'm with myself, I'm with my girlfriends. Um, we hang out. We try to go different places just to, just feel a vibe. Um, I'm loving it. I make no apologies for it. It's fun. It's I'm not a real aggressive type person when it comes to dating or even trying to talk to men. I'm more like sit back, kind of chill, and I feel the vibe is conversation is right, the vibe is right. I go with that. But I mean, I'm loving the space I'm in right now. I'm just spending more time with myself. Feels good not to worry about anybody else on any level. So that's where I'm at. I feel like I need to put myself out a little bit more, but I'm a little gun shy right now. And we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Reasons for that.
Okay.
But I'm
Understood.
loving it. Hmm.
Understood. Thank you, love. Last but definitely not least, first, where are
For
you?
life. So, where I am in my single journey is that I have decided to remain single forever. I have decided that this is the best path for me, that this is the best way for me. And I have recently come out. I actually made the decision prior to telling people about it. I think for a long time I understood that people would struggle with it way more than I did. And so this is actually my first time really talking about it, out like this. But that's where I am in my journey.
Perfect. Well, thank you for sharing it. Thank you for sharing here on my channel. I appreciate you. So I'm single. I've been single since 2012. Now I've dated and had some situations, but officially in an official relationship where we are committed, that ended in 2012. And I have been enjoying that time very much because I've gone through different seasons in this single season. And I can't wait to get into that with you ladies. But where I am now is I think I'll start getting back out dating again because I used to date back in the day and I dated for sport and I enjoyed it thoroughly. But I did need to get back to a place where, as you ladies said, I needed to get back to me, right? I needed to know who I was, and there was a lot of unlearning to do. So that is awesome. Miss Nisha, what do you enjoy about being single?
Like Inger said, she said something like, you don't have to worry about anyone else. So I think I like the whole get up and go about it. When you're in a relationship, you got to check in. What are you doing today? This is what I'm doing today. How are you feeling? This is how I'm feeling. So I like that, just going about my day, doing me. And yeah, I don't, not that I would, at this point in my life, I would not entertain somebody who was cheating, but that is a plus to it. I don't have to, it doesn't even cross my mind if someone's cheating on me. But it's the peace. It's the peace for me. And the next relationship I would get in it must have peace. But I'm just saying, just enjoying myself. There was a period where I could not just be alone, where I was like, this is weird. It's too quiet. I need to go out. I need to do something. So I enjoy quietness. I enjoy me time. I like being by myself now. So I think that's the biggest thing, is just be about I like it here. I like it by myself, but that's it.
Like it's fun over here. Yes, it is. I agree. What about you, Crystal?
I as well enjoy the get up and go. I enjoy, I don't have to depend on anyone else but myself to make those decisions. And, this, as the saying always goes, you can do bad all by yourself. But I also don't think that, having a man is a bad thing. But at the same time, I want to make sure hey, I can depend on myself. And I've spoken to this before with someone about, what? Sometimes we as women, we don't want to, it's like a stigma or something. We don't want to go to the restaurant and have dinner by ourselves. I was like, girl, go have dinner by yourself. Go to the bar. to the bar, go sit at the bar, have a drink, and enjoy. Because once you start to enjoy your time with yourself and what you like, then you can welcome that man or whoever you choose into your life. But get to know what you like. So I enjoy, making my own decisions, and that's what I like.
That's wonderful. You know what? That's one thing that everyone should do in their single season. You guys know I love talking about relationships and dating, but your single season is a time for you to get to know you, get to know what you like, become comfortable with yourself, date yourself, love on yourself. Because when you get into a relationship, you still need to be able to anchor yourself, right? You still need to be able to center yourself. If you're all completely wrapped up into this person and they define you, you stay longer, you tolerate more, and you're not as willing to walk away. So when you are anchored and loving on yourself and you know how good it is on the other side, you're not willing to tolerate so much. So I get it. Mr. Fisher Bunny.
So let's get to the underline of why everybody is saying what they're saying. Okay? Let's grab your tea, your juice, your coffee, whatever your water. Let's talk about this shift in women having this epiphany of taking the power in a lot of their decisions. Western society, right? This culture or this addendum of marriage is success, singleness is, or being single is less than, right? So we have this epiphany with a lot of women saying, well, I may not want to have children, or I may not want to be married, or like, First Home Tuber says, I'm choosing to be single for the rest of my life. It's about this shift in a lot of women understanding the fluidity of life. There's this school, meet somebody, just painting this picture of how it's supposed to go, what a lot of people do. You go to school, you get married, you have the kids, you start to think about if you have children, you want to develop a career, where does that fit in, as well as relationships and dating. So especially with Black women, we are, as of 2022, the most educated ethnicity in the United States of America. A lot of women are saying, hey, this so-called fluidity of how my life is supposed to go isn't exactly what I want. Or if you've done a certain fluidity, you start to question, why did it have to go A, B, C, 1, 2, 3? Why can't it just be this? I take a break and date and chill and kick it. My mother always called me a hippie, right? She called me a hippie because I would say, hey, whenever it happens, whenever I graduated high school when I was 15, I graduated college super early, okay? So dating was like the last thing on my mind because I was always younger than everybody else, right? So I couldn't have the normal dating life in college because it was like, you want to go to jail, that's her, right? So a lot of people are starting to understand and take that control. So with me, I feel that I've been how everybody's having these epiphanies, not to sound egotistical, but I always had that energy of why am I on somebody else's timeline? Or if your mama say, hey, when you gonna have kids? Are you the surrogate? Are you ready now? Are you ready to have the baby? Then let's go. It's just kind of this understanding and like Sonya said, the unlearning of a lot of things. So I've been in this no stress kind of euphoria for a while, because you see people that are married and they have kids or, based upon somebody else's timeline, now they're divorced or now they have kids and now it's like this going backwards. Well, who am I? It's like instead of moving backwards, more women are starting to take control of the fluidity of their own lives. And in that personally, your relationship, the companionship, Miss Allen said, hey, I want somebody feeling on the booty, right? Well, it takes a person to do that unless they got some robot hands that can touch your back. But, we are designed for companionship. No matter how you feel, we are designed for companionship. I know y'all seen Twilight Zone and all these other shows. People go crazy when they don't have companionship. So however that companionship flows in your life, you do that. But don't cheat yourself. Don't waste your juicy. Don't waste your juiciness. Don't do that. Oh no!
No, don't
waste
no,
your juice. Get to know
No,
yourself, but don't waste your juice. I don't care how you do it. Take it how you want. Because the juice.
Well, I agree
that
that we are adults, and you should do what you need to do in a healthy, safe manner. And as long as it's healthy and safe,
Don't do it.
You are right. Now,
That's right. Because robot's gonna take over and he gonna be mad.
no, I don't want a robot. I need a man, child. And I mean a man, okay? With all the muscles and the hair. I like hair with a pretty smile and the nice eyes and all that stuff. But we weren't talking about that. But I do have a question since we kind of went there a little bit. How do you guys feel about intimacy and singleness? Any lady can step forward.
For me is intimacy. You get for me, it's them talks for me. Is I have to connect on another level other than physical. We gotta have been through some things. We can talk about some things. Might even go through some things together, which is great too. As long as you come out on the other end, great. But the intimacy for me too is, it's the physical, definitely. Need that in my life. But I love the connection that I have deeper than the flesh. I love the cries. I've been with, man, we talked about some deep things and, just to see the vulnerability and cry. And I learn a lot sometimes. It's things that you just don't know that the men are going through or your partner has gone through. So when you get down to that, it means so much more to me, you know. But I love to be intimate with my man. If I find another one, that'll be great. But right now, I'm good. I'm really good.
That's good. Anyone else has anything else to say about intimacy and your singleness?
Yeah,
Other than donations? Go ahead,
Yeah,
Kimber.
I agree with Inger because it's more about like touching my heart, touch my mind. That intimacy is not all about what you can do in the bedroom or what position you can fold me up in. It's about what are you saying? What are you depositing in my life? Well, how are we growing, even in dating? So I wish that we could focus more on taking it out of just the bedroom, that side of intimacy, and just really allowing someone to speak into us, pour into us, and help us grow, lead us somewhere. I think that's very important. So thank you for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
First of
Thank you.
all, what position you can fold me up in is hilarious.
Isn't it though?
But I agree. Is it especially at this age and at this time in my life, I definitely want somebody that I can make a connection with and I can grow with. Previously, hey, let me have a good time. Let me see, how we fit together. Let's see how we connect. That is absolutely important. But the character of a man, the connection we make, and if we're able to grow together, and I got to see if I fit into his life as well as he fit into mine. Like we have to fit both. It doesn't. I'm just not going to uh, see how. It's not about how I measure up to him. He needs to. We're qualifying each other. And that is so important that we have to make sure and qualify each other. Yeah, and making that connection and those talks and do I really understand him? Does he really understand where I'm coming from? Because like Inger said earlier, I'm a little gun shy right now. So, and yeah, that's it.
Anyone else?
For me, well, I've learned my weakness was intimacy, and I'd be on the first date and I'm in my head already walking down the aisle. So I was always jumping the gun in a lot of relationships. I was giving myself so much that I didn't realize the other person wasn't giving me anything. So intimacy, I've really put my guard up with that and really just guarded myself, even in dating. And I've met certain men. I had to keep that guard up because I didn't feel that safety. I didn't feel that protection with them to be intimate, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally. I didn't feel that it was a safe place for me. And a lot of people that I would tell, I dated this person, this happened. They're like, huh? They didn't get it. But it made sense to me that I don't need to be in to have any type of intimacy with that person. So that's I would say that's very important to me, to have that safety, that protection, to feel like this is a place where I can be intimate and can be vulnerable with this person. So I think that's very important to me now. And just exercising my self-control not to push the gas, because faster you fall, the faster you fall out. So I've been just really being patient with that.
Good for you, beautiful. That skin is skinning too, by the way. Just to let you know. The
Yes,
skin.
it is.
First, how about you? And then I have another question for you.
Sure. Amazing one liners from these ladies tonight. I'm going to use all of these things. So when you hear me say them, just know that, I gave this disclaimer. But I totally relate to Miss Misha because um, what a part of my journey was saying, okay, I'm now evaluating people based on my sense of safety and how safe I feel. And when I began to do that, I realized that my true pool of potential partners was much smaller than I anticipated. It was like, most of these people aren't going to make the cut. So I definitely am someone, Pisces energy. I definitely am someone that needs to feel safe and protected, and in order to open up in that way.
Yes, that's very true. And you know what? Safety is the foundation of the relationship, right? Without safety, you can't be intimate, you can't trust, there's no proper communication, there's no vulnerability. So you put a house around your relationship, your heart, you're guarding your heart too much because there's no trust there. So trust is important, safety is important, and it starts with, knowing that these people are right for you. So I commend you for doing that. I think a lot of times people want a relationship so badly that they forget about the importance of taking care of themselves and knowing that this person really cares about their heart. So I'm going to get back to the question because I know you have the answer to this.
Yes, ma'am. Merman hands ready to go.
What do you enjoy about what's the benefit of being single?
I have a very long list. It opened up, of course, possibility in terms of what I can do in life in terms of mission. And so, I have been realizing lots of my dreams here on YouTube. So there's that. It changed my perception and my relationship with my own body. Because I was no longer judging myself or critiquing myself based on desirability or whatever standard was outside. So my relationship with my body and the health beauty connection finally connected once I took potential partners or the potential for a partnership out of the equation. So that's something that I love about being single. And I also love, the peace level and just not worrying about things. For me, even being on YouTube, they're hugely popular people on this screen, and taking out romantic connection for me has, I feel like minimized, drama in terms of that. Or sometimes you get super popular, people want to expose you for something. It's like, so I don't have those worries in terms of being a public-ish figure, like smaller, tiny YouTuber. So those are just the three things that kind of jumped out.
That makes a lot of sense, and that's great. I agree with you. It is nice just to have peace, just to be able to be yourself and to love your body how you love your body. Because men can be very judgmental. They can have the biggest stomachs in the world, but they will pick you apart. And you like, but your boobs and my boobs, they're the same size. And you both, I mean, can we get in a healthy shape together? But that's a whole nother conversation for another time. And we can get into that about some of the unrealistic expectations of dating in general and partnership and not allowing people to be human. What about you, Miss Kimberly?
I have to say freedom. I mean, like First Home said, there are a list of things, but the most important is just the freedom because I love to travel. And a lot of times you can't find that partner who wants to travel too. And so with me, I just get up and go. Like this weekend, I may go to the beach, no plans, just wake up, set my GPS, and I'm gone. So freedom in being able to spend my money. However, I want to freedom and being able to hang out with family and friends. Just so much freedom and peace. I gotta say the peace thing because you're not worried about. Did I catch something? What are they out there doing? What are they, out there doing? Or am I the only one? Different things like that. And I pray, if it is our desire that we will have the person that will not have us wondering about things like that. But just the state I'm in now, I am single because I have not found that person that can commit and not have me stressed out and, wondering about whatever they're doing or what we're doing. And a lot of times when you're in a relationship too, you take on the stress of whatever they're going through. So, if you have a giver's heart or like a companion can allow you to be stressed, if they're stressed at work, then you become stressed because you really do love and care for that person. But in singleness, hey, you on your own, buddy. So freedom, peace, I'll say those are my top two.
Perfect. Now, so here's the thing. We're talking about singleness and everyone has said what they enjoy about it and things like that. What exactly is singleness to you though? Does that meaning, because I asked this question earlier, but I want clarification here. Does singleness mean until marriage, or does it mean just does it include marriage? Does it include engagement? Where are we exactly? When we say we're single, where are we in our single journey? Is there anyone or no one? I personally believe I'm single until I'm married, but or until we agree not to date other people. All right. So I'm gonna go with a
Look, none of these guidelines or things that we want for our lives are bulletproof. None of us. None of us are immune to anything in life, whether you're single, married, in a relationship, period. We're all human and we share this planet. Whether you married or not, your singleness and your individuality never disappears, ever. It should never disappear. You should always know who you are. You should always have your hobbies and your things and your traveling that you still like to do and having that freedom, no matter what situation that you're in. If you look at divorces, right? A lot of people say, I just got lost in myself. I didn't know if I was a mother. I didn't know if I was just a wife. I was just that is accountability for you not taking control of your own singleness, right? Now, we all have our own morals and beliefs. No matter what your religious status, some people believe that you are single spiritually until you are connected, marriage, and you're one, right? But even in that marriage, even in that connection, you need your own individuality. Singleness never goes away. I need people to understand that. And for people to understand that you have more control of your life than you think you do, right? So many people account for marriage or being in a relationship is that fading away. If it fades away, it's your fault. If it fades away and letting yourself go, it's your fault. If it falls away and you losing and not enjoying your hobbies and who you are, it's all your fault because it's all about responsibility and who you are. If you gain weight and you don't like the weight that your situation that you're in, that's on you. You might have gone through stuff in your life that maybe caused you to eat two pizzas in a row, but it's up to you and having that control over your life. It's not the man's fault. It's not everybody else. It's not the white man. It all boils down to you. And more Black women are seeing that when it comes to, well, you know what? The 80s, they put all our men in jail. We pressed forward and we kept going with our education, right? We kept going with being entrepreneurs and being this and being that. And it's all about not beating yourself up about if you are in a certain status or are in a certain relationship. When you get married, you don't stop taking care of yourself. You don't stop loving yourself. So I just need people to get out of that chain of thinking that way. Now, let's be real. Statistically, everybody ain't getting married. Period. It's too many of us and not enough men. So guess what? You need to decide what's important to you. If you want to be married, if you want to be in a relationship, you have to put yourself out there. If you want to be single and enjoy your life, you need to connect with other people that want to be single and enjoy their lives too, because you're not a robot. You need companionship in some way, in some form, right? So even if first home tutor say I'm single for the rest of my life and kicking it, that's cool. But you are a human being, whether it's a dog, a cat, a friend that you know that you can kick it with. That's the one you go on cruises with. That's the one you go whatever with. That's the one you go shopping with. Put it in line with your life, with your singleness, because your singleness and who you are and your individuality never goes away. So put that in your brains, everybody. So if you change your mind, well, no matter what it is, you married and you say, I'm gonna be single forever, or vice versa, you're ready. You're good. You already know yourself. You're good. You're confident. Nobody can take that away from you.
Yes, individuality is definitely important. And you guys know when I talk about dating, I always talk about self-love and being a whole person. You got to be a whole person. What about you, Miss Anisha?
For me, I am single until I'm married. That's my goal,
Mhm.
is to be found by my husband and to become married at some point. I really don't even have a desire to really date, or I don't want to say date, but getting into a relationship and all that sort. I just want to date. I don't want to have to get tied up in a relationship and you're spending all your time with this person and you're moving in together, all this stuff, and next thing you know, you 3 years and ain't nothing moved. So I don't want to be in that situation. So that's my goal. That's my plan. And I know my weaknesses. I don't know if I could be in a relationship and still abstain until marriage. That's my goal. That's my plan, is to abstain until marriage. But we all fall short. We are human. So that's my plan. But hey, who knows what's going to happen? But yeah, I think I'm single until I'm married. That's my goal. I really don't have a desire to just give my time. I think in my singleness, I just developed such a huge value for my time. Even, child, I went to get a pedicure. I couldn't even enjoy the pedicure. I was like, why is this taking so long? Does it usually take this long? Why? Like, so I couldn't even imagine like trying to be in a relationship and just giving myself to someone and then it end up not going somewhere, or I end up missing out on something else that was could have been more valuable. So that's where I'm at right now, single until I'm married.
Okay, that brings up a good point, and I'm gonna come back to it because dating with intention is important. And since you're dating for marriage, you're
Yeah.
dating with intention, and since your hope
Mhm.
is that you can, not be active until marriage, although,
Mhm.
we all know.
Hey,
Um,
child.
needs and I don't see anything wrong with it personally. But with that, I want to talk about the list after this. I know that wasn't part of the questions, but I do want to talk about the list when you're dating with intention. Do we have this list? But Miss Crystal, what are you thinking?
You know what? When you first said it, I said I'm single until I find someone to give my heart to, um, and that I trust them exclusively. Because, and as Misha said earlier, if the people that I found, or the men that I have found that I can trust and open up to and be vulnerable and give my heart to, is very short. So and that's kind of sad. So that is important to me. So I definitely agree that until I'm engaged or married, that's important. But what Bun E said, I absolutely wholeheartedly agree with, that my individualism, me being creative, my individualism is important to me. And it is important that you have your own thing and I have my own thing. And when we come together, it's amazing. But I cannot, and Misha said this last week, you guys may not see it, but no one is important, but no one is responsible for my happiness but me. So I am in charge of my own happiness. So I need to find out what makes me happy. He needs to find out what makes him happy, and then we can come together and be great. But if we're depending on each other to make each other happy, then that's not going to work. So I am definitely someone that until I find somebody to give my heart to, and that mean and I agree. I don't like wasting my time, and I just and my energy, and right now it's been a lot of that. That's it.
Right. And you know what though? That sometimes happens when we don't have a roadmap. That's why I want to talk about this list. Because when you're not like, I am dating for this and this is what I need, I feel like there's three things that should be on the list, but I'm going to get to it. But first, I want to ask Kimberly the same question, Inger, and then we'll get back to first, and then we'll get back to.
For me, it's single until married. I've been engaged twice, ended both of those engagements, and even then, I still felt like I was single because technically you are, because when you're filling out applications, you're putting single, you're not putting in a relationship, dating, whatever. You're checking single every single time. So for me, definitely you're single until you're married. And like Official Bunny said, you do have to still do those single things after you get married. You can't lose yourself. So I plan to still go on my girls' trips. I plan to still travel solo after marriage, and just enjoying me, learning me, doing things that I want to do. If I want to spend a night out at a hotel by myself, it is what it is, because that's my me time. I want to go to the spa. I want to get massages, by myself. I don't want to have that person tied to me. Yes, I do desire marriage, but for me, even after marriage, it's still like boundaries that you have to set so you can still take care of you, and you're not just a wife or just a mom. Just be you, even in marriage.
I agree. I agree with all you ladies. I'm single till I'm married as well. But I must say, I can't say a time that I've really ever lost myself. I've always been myself. I've always been a free spirit, even in my relationships. Um, we've always had great relationships where we did things together. I was always myself, and those are the things that they've always loved about me, because I was myself. I couldn't be nobody but myself. Um, but until, yeah, I get married, like you said, um, Kimberly, is you're checking the single box, and that's what it is. I mean, until then, um, the whole individual thing, though, I'm so about that, because you have to know yourself. You have to be able to be with yourself when that person is not there. Some people, when they don't have that person around them, they really don't. They can't function. And sometimes, I have friends like that, and I feel for them sometimes, because I'm like, you don't know how awesome you are, or you don't know the energy that, you bring around. You can't even pay attention because you're so in your head about who you are not without that person. So I'm an advocate for being an individual, free spirit. Always been that way. Yeah, but until I get married, baby, yeah, I'm on the single train. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, honey. First,
Single, just single.
single again, back on the prowl. I just thought
Hey,
I'd throw that in.
Not the Trina.
I almost posted that. That's so funny. I almost posted that with your flyer. I said, I
I
don't know if she's gonna like feel the Trina of it all, but look at you now.
wanted to. I don't know how to do that. I'm social media tech challenged, but thank you for doing the
Now,
other one.
now
Okay.
I
I,
know.
I want to talk about the list. I know this wasn't one of the questions, but since it was brought up, if you're going to date and you're going to date with intention, and in your single season, one of the things I feel that are very, very important is that you decide what it is that you're looking for, right? You need to know what you're looking for. That way, when you get out there, you can date with intention. When you don't know and you're confused, you date in a confused manner and then you end up wasting your time. We're getting older and wiser, and we don't want to do that anymore, right? So, three things I feel like should be on the list, and I want you ladies to tell me about your list just a little bit. Number one, I feel like you should have your non-negotiables on your list. And that means non-negotiables. That means they don't break, they don't bend, they don't waver, they don't do any of that. They're completely non-negotiables and they're attached to like your values, your morals, and what's important to you. The second thing I feel like you should have on your list are you know, your negotiables. Okay, your preferences. We can kind of see. I can work with that. I want you to look a certain way, but if you don't, it's okay. Because none of my men look alike. None of them. Everybody was different, but they were all intelligent and they were all good with money because that's what's important to me. They were all hardworking. They were all ambitious, and they all had good feet because I don't like bad feet. And then that's my thing. I'm a foot person. You're gonna have to have some nice feet. Another thing for me is that so I feel like those two, and then the last one is what am I attracted to? What are you attracted to mentally, physically, emotionally as a whole? I feel like if you have all that information, you can date in a more wise, steady manner. So who wants to share some of their list must-haves with us?
Crystal.
I heard you were pointing and saying, I want to go first. First, I was like, oh, first wants to go first.
Child, I'll go. I don't know what's happening. But I love this question because I think lists are so important. I remember my life coach was the one who told me to make a list of what I want and need in a man. And I was like, why? Because I feel like society makes women feel bad for making a list. They make us feel like we're asking for too much with the list. And I remember I dated someone and they said, well, like what basically he asked me what's on your list. And I told him some things and he said, like, well, where do you think you're gonna find that? And I was like, not here. But
Listen, you're creator's creator. You can have, he said, I'll give you the desires of your heart, honey. So
right,
whatever's for you is for
exactly.
you. Okay. He can go on somewhere with that one. Who wants to go next?
Right.
I say this to everybody. Don't be scared. A lot of people are so scared. Everybody want a man or everybody want this and that, but you don't want to get out there. You want to lose weight, but you don't want to go to the gym. Them things don't math. That math ain't mathing. You got to be able to be bold about what you want, when you want it, how you want it. Everything, all of that stuff goes together. When are we going to stop babying a lot of situations, right? If your underlying thing is a list, for one, a list to me, burn it up, take the list, get a line and burn it. Now wait a minute, let me clarify. Let me clarify.
Okay.
As human beings, there's a lot of stuff that we need to have, you know what I'm saying? Boundaries, what we want. You want somebody that's good with money. That's not what I'm talking about. Let the ladies speak. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is when it gets to the point to where it's enabling you from your true destiny. Okay, let me give you an example, right? A lot of y'all say, I want a man that's 6 feet, this, that, whatever. Burn that list, right? That's the list that I'm talking about. Because when you start breaking down parameters that are enabling you, right? For one, are you dating in the same city? Are you dating the same way? Are you going to the same type of people, right? You know, how to look trying to fit the square hole into the little round peg? That ain't gonna work, okay? You have to realize that a lot of things and patterns that you may have are enabling you. Look, a lot of dating apps, Black women and Asian men are the least desirable. We're the least desirable. Nobody's looking for us, okay? Black men are dating other ethnicities. In other words, you need to open your eyes to more things. If you want a Black man, know that those stats are low. Those stats are low. It's a high commodity. Everybody want one. So it's highly likely, sis, that some of the things that you may want, statistically, you may not get. So what does that mean? That means you need to broaden how you think to what you want. Like she said, you have to think about what's most important to you, right? Because a lot of people that's been happily married for years, they say, oh, I married Frank. I never looked at Frank like that. I thought he was just a friend. Somebody way off of the map who they thought that they was attracted to or what they wanted, right? So the important thing is to look for who makes you happy. Who makes you happy and who gives you what you want. That has never failed me, right? If you make me laugh and we're having a good time and we can hold a conversation, right? Slowly you start to realize that that has more of a hold than somebody that, you know, blank, 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 right? You may say, oh, I need somebody that's in the church, blah, blah, blah. What if you're that person to bring them the gospel? You see what I'm saying? When you put a lot of limits on what you're looking for, if somebody's not at that point, you don't know who's in your life for certain reasons. That's another thing I need people to understand. Everybody that's in your life don't want to marry you. Everybody, that could just be somebody that God's trying to bless you as a friend, as a companion, right? So if you dating one at a time doesn't make sense. You need to be open and honest and saying, I'm dating 8 people at one time. Because mathematically, that will help you narrow down your selection faster. If you dating one person and, like, you know, somebody said it doesn't work in a couple of years, why would you do that? Why would you do that? You need to be dating a whole bunch of people because you only got some. We don't live till we 300 years old. So you need to think of ways and strategies to get what you want because we only have so many good years, okay, on this earth to meet and to date. If you want to date, you want a husband, but you don't want to date. That don't go together. If you want to date and you know that you want something, dating one person at a time doesn't make sense. So you have to sit down and think about, like she said, you have a list, but of course I call them the duh list. You know, Corey, you want somebody that's got some sense. You want somebody that's good with money. You want somebody that you're attracted to. You want, like, to me, that's kind of like, okay, duh. But the most specific things is lifestyle agreements. Somebody that agrees to the lifestyle that you want. Once you get that understood, then look at your list. But you looking at the list and you hadn't even met nobody yet. That don't make no sense. You got to go in common sense order.
Well, so I do agree and disagree at the same time. But I know what you're saying, and I agree with that. The unrealistic list that makes no sense of things that add up to nothing, and you're so busy focusing on the preferences that you don't pay attention to what's most important, right? Which is why I say I like those 3 things on your list, because those categories, because it gives you guidance. I know so many people, I get clients and I get patients and I have loved ones and friends who, like, I don't know why this isn't working out, but nothing about these people makes sense. Look at all of these shows that we review, right? On all of these shows, these people are with people that don't meet any of their you want children, they don't want children. Well, let's see. You don't have any money, but I want somebody to make this kind of money, but let's see. You keep jumping out there. It's like double dutch. Okay, let me jump in to see how this works. And then you get tangled up in the cords and you got to go start out ropes and start all over again. I feel like it's important just to have a list for that purpose, so you know what direction you're going in. And sometimes when you look at it and you realize what your non-negotiables are, because when I work with people, that's one thing I say: if that's your non-negotiable, then what we still talking about? Why are you even considering this person? Right? Because you want a man who's going to go to church with you. Why you gonna hope that he'll go to church one day? What if he never goes? Right? You want somebody that is financially stable. He's doing a gill and going buy red bottoms, but he's not paying his rent. So
That's what I'm saying. Thank you.
you have to know the difference. I think you need to know. I think you need direction for sure. For sure, you need direction. Anyone else want to share their list? Come on,
I'll share my
Crystal.
list. I'll share my list. Um I didn't put physical characteristics on this, but God, I want somebody that's creative, can challenge me, a generous spirit, ambitious, a man of character, a leader. He has a point of view. I don't want to be sitting there because this has happened to me, y'all. If I have a conversation about, oh, so what do you think about January 6th? What happened? Listen, you need to have a point of view, whether I agree with you or not. Let's have a point of view. And then yeah, and can have a conversation with me, and also family oriented. And what I mean by that, I also had this happened to me as well, is like he didn't have a good relationship with, and things happen. Not everybody has a good relationship with their mother, or that just didn't. So when it comes as a child, totally that's happened. But now as an adult, he didn't understand my relationship with my family because of, the negative things that happened to him. And I think that because I was so understanding, and really wanted to get to know this person, and and felt bad for him, because you feel bad. You're like, gosh, that's too bad that all of that happened to you as a child. I still want to, date you and nurture. I'm not that's not what I'm here for, is to be your caretaker. And I, if I had a child coming from my loins, I would do that, but not my man. Like, yeah. So I don't want to do that anymore. And it was funny about what Original Bun E just said, is one of somebody that I truly had feelings for, and that I feel like I'm feelings of love for, look nothing like what I would take a second look at. So when you look at physical characteristics, nothing like what I would originally go for. But so that's why now, years later, I didn't put physical characteristics on here, but I know what makes me take a second look and say damn. But I just know that may not be the right man for me. So that's it.
And holding on to that just keeps you focused, and getting back to what originally Bunny said about dating. I don't really want to get into dating because I think I want to talk about that next week. So if any of you ladies want to come back, we can talk about it next week. But the one thing about dating multiple men is it does help you with your list. Dating isn't sex. Okay. But it helps you with your list, because as you are intertwining with these people, you realize, yeah, I like this. I don't like that. I don't. But I want to stick to singleness tonight. So we're going to move on. But I love you, ladies. I love you. Anybody else want to share their list before we go on to the next topic? Okay. So what are some of the biggest misconceptions about singleness? Come on, Crystal.
I'm sorry. I already had this one locked and loaded. I'm sorry. I know I just spoke. But one, that there's something wrong with us, that there is something wrong with me. And two, that we welcome the touch of another woman, because that is not true. I'm just gonna go there, and I'm gonna mute myself. Go.
Yeah, 100%. Those are my top two. Oh, since it's something that you're doing. It's something that you're doing personally, and you're right. They might be into the carpet munching. What they call it, the carpet? Yeah. No.
That's actually disrespectful to the women and who love other women. So to
I
use
have
that
never heard that
term,
before. That is
yeah, to use
crazy.
that term is disrespectful. So we would say lesbian, queer. I like to say
Like,
women who love
okay,
women.
I apologize. No, no, yeah,
You
but
from the South, ain't you? That's a
this is what I've heard
you
before. So
from the
yeah, you're
South.
right. You're right.
Because I
But
was like, ooh.
that's where they would go, and it's like, no, like I'm totally happy if I never get married. I am still going to be happy. I am still going to live in my truth. I'm still going to thrive. I'm still going to have a good time. I'm going to tell you, I have had a good time all my life, from my childhood, as far as I can remember, until this very day. I have left nothing. The streets owes me nothing, and I'm still going. So I've heard that, Crystal. Those two was my main ones. You hit it first, but yeah, that was it. And it's like, no, that's not it, baby. Go ahead. I'm done.
Go ahead first. You are muted.
For me, I find that a lot of people find it hard to believe that when a woman is single intentionally, that they came to that decision out of deliberate critical thinking. People jump out and say, oh, she must be really hurt. She must be, any of the other things that the other ladies have mentioned. But the fact that, someone really took time and had a process and decided what was best for them, and it was singleness, that just is so out of reach for people to kind of grasp and hold. So for me, that has been the biggest misconception.
Miss Nisha.
I agree 100%. I think people don't understand being single with intention because they've never done it. They don't know how to focus on themselves. They don't know how to improve themselves. They don't know how to just silence the noise and say, what is my purpose in life? Where am I supposed to be right now? What am I supposed to be doing? Because it's like, even when I've tried to explain it to people, they're like, but I got a friend for you. But hey, but why don't you try one of them apps? And what do you like? Did you not hear a word? I don't want to be with nobody right now. So I think that's the biggest misconception, that you're purposely being single, and people associate single with being desperate. So they think you just want to go with any willy-nilly, talk to anyone, give your time, body to anyone, and it's not like that at all. So I think those are the biggest misconceptions for me, at least.
Very true. How about you, Miss Kimberly?
Yeah, I have to agree with the point first made, that something is wrong. That is all lies, because we are all in different, I guess, levels in our life. And sometimes you're just working on you. Sometimes you may be working on a goal, like a project, a business, and maybe you just don't have time for someone, or you could have just gotten out of a relationship and that's why you're single. But basically, I'm single because I haven't found the man that adds to me, add value, and gives me the desire to let go of that single title. So that's pretty much why we're single. So it doesn't mean anything negative. A lot of times it could mean positive. It could mean that you respected yourself enough to get out of a relationship that wasn't meant for you. So why not, take that side of it? Because I see a lot of people when I'm, dating, and I'm sending screenshots or conversations that I'm having with the boos, or the potentials, as I like to call them. And then they're like, oh, you need to cut everyone else off and choose him. And I'm like, no, because he doesn't add up to my list. And yes, I do have a list, but I look at my friends, even those who are married, and may be miserable in their relationship because they just chose to settle for the first guy that gave them attention. And if you date multiple, you'll have multiple guys giving you attention, and you won't settle and end up in a dead end relationship just because. So that's it. Let's focus on the positive in this singleness.
Yeah, singleness is beautiful. Yes, I agree. And I think it's very, very important that, you know, people really realize where the origin of a lot of this, the origin of where a lot of this thought process comes from, right? Is we came from a past where it's like you have to be chosen. We no longer have to be chosen, right? You know, I'm not out here for you to choose me. Now, I do believe in the process in dating. That's different. I do believe that you allow a man to pursue you, but you have to be available to be pursued. Again, that's dating. That's another topic. But you know, they feel like if someone didn't choose you, then there's something wrong with you. There isn't anything wrong with me because, like you said, Kimberly, maybe I don't want to be in a relationship. Some people can't be alone. Being alone with themselves is really hard. And when you can be alone with yourself, that's when you need to check in and figure out, hey, what's up with me that I can't be with me? You can't expect for someone to want to be with you when you don't want to be with you. If you can't sit alone with you, how can someone else sit along with you? You know, a lot of people have this mentality that you have to love me the way that I am. And I have a saying at the end of every podcast where I say, love yourself for who you are. But that does not mean don't grow, don't heal in those broken places, don't learn to love yourself as an individual, and don't work on those areas that need to be worked on. All of that is important. Y'all so pretty. I just want to put y'all out there. Okay, next question.
You are.
Challenges. Hmm? Oh, thank you, honey. Next question. What are some of the challenges with being single?
For me,
Is this rated R or rated family? Is this G rated or I'm just kidding.
funny.
Just
It's
kidding.
after
Just
dark.
kidding.
Well, my challenge is G-rated. But for me, in my journey, when I decided that, you know, I'm not going to be married, and then my second decision actually was not to date at all. I realized that, hey, I'm all I got. And so financially, it made me more serious in terms of finances, investing. Now, I have a finance degree, so I was always financial minded, but it really shifts when you realize you're not going to have a life partner down the line. So that for me was like the biggest challenge. Like, okay, this whole life that I'm setting up, I'm setting it up. So for me, that's been the biggest challenge.
Go ahead, Krista.
Girl, I needed somebody to get in here and fix this garage. This garage was tilted like this. I needed somebody, listen, I needed somebody to get up on a ladder, and I did not want it to be me. So that, so that was one thing that is huge. Sometimes you do want somebody to just bounce things off of and have a conversation with and have that companionship. But that has been what First Home just spoke on about just having that. I've always had somebody, you know, my mother's taught me to have your own money. You know, you definitely have your own money. Don't have to rely on a man to to have, you know, to pay for everything. So, you know, have that backup. If you're going out, and we're not talking about dating tonight, but even if you're going out on a date, make sure that you can just, hey, he should pay, but just in case, you know. So that's, I got that. I understand that, but you would like somebody to, you know, say, hey, I got your back. But yes, that first one has been the main one. And also, and this is the last point, there is the stigma that as a woman, you know, repair people, they think, oh, she's a woman, oh, I can jack up the price. That's, it's just true, and it's not right. But I always feel like I need to make sure that this is I know I'm gonna have to go pay extra or something like that. So that's one thing I need to make sure that I'm not getting gypped or something like that. So that's it.
Yeah, you know, I keep a guy friend in my pocket for that reason alone. And sometimes I'll have them call because you are absolutely right, Crystal. They will try to pull one over on you real quick.
Can I borrow your guy friend? I'm just
Yes, yes. And he does, he works in construction and stuff like that. So he's a painter and he has all, I'll call him like, what do you think about this? He was here today, actually. What'd you say first?
I say, yeah, we can just like pass them around.
He would like that. He would like that. He actually does love doing stuff like that though. But he does. He's like, yeah, I can paint this, I can fix it. He's an old school guy. I love that about him.
No, seriously, I do have an old school guy that reminds me of my father or somebody that I can just call and say, "Hey, I need this lock fixed" or something like that. Because, and also, I know that he'll give me the right answer. If it is another guy that's like looking at me, I was like, "Oh Lord!" So that's it. Go ahead.
I'm surprised no one said loneliness, because that can be a part sometimes, especially if you're not into this self-care, self-love thing. You could just be lonely and, really yearn for someone just for that. And you can slip up and fall into, the wrong person just because you do want that person there. So that could be a challenge too, with being single. It's just the feeling of loneliness and feel like you're missing out. And you're not. I'm here to tell you, you're not. So you can be
Mhm.
lonely in marriage as well. So just enjoy your time of singleness, and don't even focus on those things. But I think that part, just loneliness and feeling like you can't do the couples thing or whatever. So
Mhm.
that would be mine.
I agree, Kimberly. That's one of mine, because I think singleness is great. I do love it, but I do have weary moments, and I think some people, like, you just got to be honest, because some people like to glamorize being single. It's great, it's nice, but you do have moments where you're like, dang. But I always tell myself, don't let a desperate moment lead to a desperate mistake. So that's always stopped me dead in my tracks. Let me be good on that. So yep, I think that is a good one. My second one, a challenge, is just getting out of the single mindset, because I do desire marriage. So I feel like that I'm an only child. So I'm a single mother. So I'm used to doing things alone. Like it comforts me. I do like doing stuff alone. So I think that's a challenge is to that I'm working on now, is like when I do start dating or I do get married, I need to be ready for that aspect of inviting someone into my life. So that's the second one.
Yes, when you've been single for a while, it's just kind of scary to think about being interdependent in a relationship because you've been independent for so long. That's a topic for another time too, because woo.
Uh, yeah, so I actually, all you ladies, I had wrote down one of the challenge was sometimes like sleeping alone, carrying the weight of life, and just having a partner to confide in. You have those moments, like all you ladies said, where, hey, I need some help here. I have friends for that. I got one guy friend, he said, it, it ain't the time that if you stop by, I want you to do something. Can you do this from because I can't get up there and do this. Can you reach over here and get in this crevice because so some of those things are challenging. But definitely the 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 loneliness, like you said, Misha, and Kimberly, and it doesn't take over my life. I might have a moment and I'm over it, but we're human, like you say. Everybody wants that companionship. We just want the right one. Because again, my energy, I can't just give it like that too. I just can't. But on the flip side, I know I do have to open up myself a little bit more because I am a little like gunshot closed off because of the things that happened before. So I do have to work on myself and getting that mindset of being a little bit more open and things of that nature. But yeah, all you ladies hit the spot on the nose.
Ooh, I can say a whole lot. I'm not gonna say. Yes, Miss Krista.
And I do have to add, that is what I meant by that companionship. That is what I meant by that loneliness, that you do want to have that person to rely on and that has your back. It is important. That's what I mean by loneliness. That it is important. Yeah. And I have had a slip up, not 2018 that I was like, oh no, I wasn't supposed to do that. So that's why me and Misha are in the same boat now. Not doing that.
Kimberly put her hands up too. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna tell a little bit of my business. Just a smidget. I tried celibacy once upon a time, and it's not for me. But this is what I'm saying, because if I'm not being honest with myself. If I'm in a relationship and I like you and I'm attracted to you, I have never been one to be like I had to be in a relationship. Like we had to be locked and loaded. We just agreed what we were going to be on that level, right? And we took safety precautions. Everybody has to go to the clinic and bring papers, and I need all of that kind of things. But I was I found myself putting so much pressure on myself, and once I stopped with the pressure, the desire was pretty much gone, you know. So, but that's me, and I am I'm a lover of sex. I think sex is great. I'll be the first one to tell y'all sex is it's a ministry. All it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I love it. I love teaching it. I love doing it. I love all of it. But I feel like sometimes when we kind of put that pressure on ourselves, it makes matters worse. You know, you struggle with it a little bit. What you gonna say, official bunny? She's like, I gotta dance with it.
That's what I've been saying. That's what I'm saying. You are pretty much, it's the echo I'm hearing from everybody that we all agree that we're just saying it in different ways. That you have to have an agreement on somebody, that companionship, whatever it is, whatever you choose, that there's communication of where you're trying to go and what you're trying to do, right? You had that conversation, right? Let the lady speak with whomever, right? That, hey, this is what it is. I don't plan on marrying you next week, but bam, 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 need you to change the light bulb. This is G-rated. That's basically that communication that you had. As I said earlier in the show, it's society. Everybody's having this epiphany that what society wants me to do or has this picture of me to do, I don't want that. And that is what a lot of people are starting to learn and understand. This epitome of you're married, that makes you successful because you married somebody. Or you're single, as I said earlier at the beginning of the show, that makes you less than. That is based upon a lot of societies that we live in. This picture of what is okay and what's not okay. But as brains are waking up, right? And the robot switches off, right? We're not Stepford wives, it's kind of like we broke that off. It's like a lot of people are understanding, hey, that doesn't make sense. What worked in your life won't really work in mine, So no matter what each person has chosen as their journey, communication is key. Your singleness, I need people to understand what singleness means. Singleness is a noun. Singleness is who you are and putting that definition on your life and your goals and your journeys and how you stand alone, whether you're like I said earlier, compatibility and companionship is you're human. Compatibility, you drop you off on Mars and you by yourself. You think you could be all right, even if you're an introvert like I am. You're gonna snap eventually because you need companionship. Understanding everybody in your life is there for a reason. That don't have to be your man. That could just be your friend. When you're feeling lonely and you need to talk to somebody, hey, did you look at Martin? Oh, that was funny. Did you hear what Cole said? That helps with that loneliness that some people have talked about, right? And you're human, right? In sexual needs. So that doesn't mean you have to have a person. So a lot of women in these stigmas, when it comes to, like I said, not wasting your juice. If you having some desires sexually, right? Then there are ways and things that can help you get through them Janet Jackson nights. Oh yeah, so look, whatever use your resources. There are things to help you, whatever your life goals and journeys are in your singleness, and use those, because it's a lot of us that are still calling our vulva down there, right? Down there. And I ain't looked at it since I don't know how long. So be open with yourself, your body, your happiness, whatever that is. Whether you choose to be intimate, not intimate, companionship, not companionship, don't be sitting there collecting dust, thinking somebody gonna save you and take you out of whatever situation you in. No, it don't work like that. Things will just fall into your lap. Whatever it is, if you want to be single for the rest of your life, that's your decision. Therefore, you're gonna meet other people that agree with you. Not somebody that's like, "Well, I want to get married first on two." But what you talking about? Then she already know that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? I already said what I said. I'm trying to be single for the rest of my life. What you talking about? So communication, and a lot of people need to stop living like that because before you know, you're gonna be 80, and when we talking about shoulda, coulda, woulda, and it's a wrap after that. Then you need to just start having talks with Jesus at that point. That's your man
now. Okay, then, girl. But it's true. You'll let life pass you by waiting on if it's right, if everything is right. You got to live your life. Okay. Last and final questions, ladies. Thank you so much. Should singleness be celebrated? And what are you doing to celebrate yourself in this single season?
I
Kimberly?
will go.
Go,
uh,
Miss Kimberly.
I'll go ahead and go. I think it should be. I don't think you should hide it and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm single for some like." But yeah, talk about it. It should be talked about. It should be celebrated. I celebrate my singleness with self-care. Like, I'm still getting my wax every month. I'm still doing things as if I was in a relationship. You can still take care of yourself. Just because you're single, you don't gotta walk around in sweatpants, in a sweatshirt, a messy bun, looking crazy. So I take care of myself. That's how I celebrate my singleness, is with self-care.
I'm loving it. You know I love that, don't you? I love that. Yes, ma'am. You better do that thing. And waxes are beautiful. Can we talk about waxes one day? Because some people don't want to talk about wax. Let me tell you, it's a blessing from the Lord.
I had to take my mic off. I'm sorry. Yes, it is, ladies. Men and women.
Bad
Do
experience.
it. Do it. Do it. I've been doing it for years. Years. Please treat yourself. It's the best thing. Don't do it.
I definitely think it can be celebrated, and not necessarily your singleness, as we've been saying that word, but you definitely should talk about it. And but self-worth should be talked about. Self-worth should be celebrated, and having your own voice, that is absolutely what should be celebrated. And that is a part of singleness, and knowing that and not settling. This settle syndrome that we as women have been having to, this trope that we think that we need to slide into for years. So I definitely think that is a part of it, and I definitely think it should be talked about. Hmm.
And how are you celebrating yourself?
As Manisha just said, I definitely am listening to myself, but also self care is so important. And stopping when I said, Crystal, you need to take a break. Crystal, you need to listen to yourself and know that you have a voice and write out your feelings. I also journal. I'm also really getting back into journal and meditating. That's very important for me. But it is so important that I listen to what I truly want to do, and not because somebody else told me that's what I should do. That's it.
Wonderful. Thank you.
I would say that that singleness can be, even if not celebrated, should be accepted. If you have a single friend, like you said, you don't have to run in and fix something about them. Just accept where they are, and that's kind of my thought on it.
And
Yeah.
how are you celebrating yourself, beautiful?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Um, I I don't think I've been celebrating my singleness. I think I've been really embracing life. I think I've really been going after the things that I want to do and see and create. So to me, that feels like a celebration. So that's what I would say.
Absolutely. You are celebrating you. I'm celebrating you too, Queen.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Inger?
Well, it's normal for me. I'm just doing the same old thing, been doing me. So I celebrate all the time. Actually, um, I need to get more into. I know I've been talking about going to see a therapist, um, just to talk things out, dig deeper. Get to some deeper things within myself. That's a celebration for me because it's something I've never done. Um, and just to understand a few more things. And so, but I have my night out with the girls. I take my trips. Sometimes I have some long-term friends come visit, and we just kick back and reminisce, and that's a celebration of its own. Um, but the self-care definitely there. I need that, to keep my head balanced. I like to be balanced. So when it's too chaotic and get too a little too crazy, yeah, I have to go out and and do a few things. But I'm like in a great place. I want to be in a even more great place, in a better place. So I think the therapy will help a little bit. I need somebody to talk to, other than Miss Late Let the Lady Speak, because I know sometimes I be
It's
sitting in
okay, Franny. You can always call on me. Okay, don't let me start singing "Count on
right.
Me." You can always call me. It's okay.
Right.
You are free.
But I'm blessed to have friends like you, and then I got a host of other friends, and people you could talk to and just unload on. And they do the same for me because they say I'm that sound mind that they need. But let me talk to Ingrid because I know she gonna give it to me, and they do the same for me. So I really appreciate it. I do. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Murray, go ahead. I'm so happy you celebrating yourself. So y'all, let's give it up for her. Go ahead on love. We free do the thing. Miss Kimberly.
This is a great question because I never thought about it. So I really had to research. And I was like, I looked up the word, and celebrate just means to acknowledge. So I'm like, yeah, I think I do because I have a monthly membership at the spa. So they do waxes, facials, massages, some of everything from head to toe, peels. And so I make it my business to go there once a month, and I'm celebrating just me doing me, investing in myself. So I believe that you should also say no. I believe in saying no while you're single. You can say more than any other time. Because once you get married, it's not going to be all this no, 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 no. And I love to silence my cell phone. I don't have any interruptions at night. I sleep peacefully. So that's another thing I can celebrate as far as being single and just being free. Free to be me. If I don't want to take my bonnet off all day around the house, I don't have to because I don't have anyone else that's looking at me. I could just leave that bonnet on and just walk around however I want to. Of course, we're not wearing bonnets in public, I hope, but that's another topic. But yeah, I think just those self care activities every month.
Yeah.
I think we should be doing something monthly to love on ourselves and just to celebrate ourselves. So this is a great question, and I see in the chat that people are saying they're going to change, so that's awesome. I'm loving it.
I'm loving it as well. I'm so happy that you ladies are willing to do those things for yourself because you are important. You better love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself like you want to be loved. How you treat yourself will dictate how people treat you and how they operate out of your life. Okay. Mr. Fisher Bunny.
Well, like I said, I'm a hippie. I've always done that. When you always do that, when you always take care of yourself, when you always love yourself, it's natural. So when something comes your way, that ain't what it is. You like, oh, get off this train. Your stop is here. So just make sure that you do what makes you happy, and no questions asked. Like if people don't understand you, sometimes you have to just detach that from your life. So many people are, loyalty, ride or die people. That's toxic too. You gotta work on that because ride or die for a lot of people, a lot of relationships, a lot of things is what's holding you back. Let it go. Let it go. That don't work for you. Let it go. And like she said, set your parameters, have your list, have your have your things that you want, stand for, and also stay open-minded. Stay open-minded, because just like when you get older, things change, your thoughts change. You're not gonna think the same way you were thinking at 20 and 30 and 40 plus, whatever keeps going. Your mind and life and fluidities and all this other stuff always changes. So if things don't work out, right? Let's say, for instance, you wanted to get married. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to change your mind. If you wanted to do blank, 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 and blah blah blah, and it changes, so what? Don't put so much pressure on yourself and beat yourself up. And I'm telling you this, Kim. Look, if I'm wearing at the bonnet at the crib, everybody gonna see the bonnet. I don't. If I'm at the house and I already done cooked and clean up, and the bonnet is on, you're gonna see the bonnet. Okay. So just be you, enjoy yourself. We work hard every day to take care of ourselves, to take care of other people, to love other people. I am an Aries. I am, look, this is it. This is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. I let a lot of stuff go. I don't let things get me angry. If you ever see me angry, take a picture, because it rarely happens. That's how I got the nickname Bunny. You don't get that name by being angry. If people see me angry, they're like, you must have really did something, because she's never mean. But just understand that you can change your mind. Your life is what it is. Single, married, relationship, confused. You don't know what the heck going on. You just a leaf in the wind, child. You don't know what's going on. That's your journey. That's your life. Trying to figure out who you are and what you want. So, Inger saying that she's happy and she's in her life, and also a little bit of counseling and therapy might add whatever you feel is going to add the cherry to the top. I'm from Texas. It's go big or go home. It's big hair, big boobs, and big butts. So if you don't want to go after what you want, I can't help you. So look, so I applaud all of these ladies for going after what they want, no matter where they are in their journeys. And whoever doesn't support your journey, leave. Period.
Absolutely. So, ladies, I thank you so much for joining me tonight. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I am inspired by you all. You all rock. I am so, so happy. And I love that we're motivating individuals. We got a lot of great comments in the chat, and people are going to start taking care of themselves. Thank you, everyone who showed up. Thank you for watching it on replay. Thank you to everyone who is going to share this out to your friends, and come back next week when we talk about another topic, a dating topic. I'm going to make sure I figure out which one we're going to talk about for sure, because I got some good ideas coming in on the back end. But I just want to say thank you. Thank you for everybody in the chat that shared your experiences in your life and what you are doing for yourself. And again, just thank you for being here. Okay. Ladies, can you, starting with Kimberly, going to Crystal, Official Bunny, Inger, First Home Tuber, and then Misha, can you let everybody know where to find you, please?
Yeah, so you can find me right here on YouTube. I am Kimberly Reviews, and on my channel, I talk about reality TV. So we actually sit and watch together. So you all come on over tomorrow night. We'll be watching Ready to Love, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I also enjoy posting my travels because, as you heard, I love to solo travel, and I love girls trips. So I post that when I can get out and about. And also, I do random topic. So whatever's on your mind, you can email me and we'll talk about it. Feel free to email me. You can come up on my panel and talk about whatever, lead the conversation. I really appreciate you all, but my heart, my passion is debt freedom. So I am a financial coach. I am an accountant, and I believe everyone should be debt free so we can do these self-care activities. We can travel and we can do whatever we want to do with our money other than pay bills. So that's me. Hope to see you in my comments.
Hi, I'm Crystal Lynette. Please subscribe to Crystal Lynette on YouTube. I'm gonna have I have ladies panels and some men's panels as well. We talk about relationships and just everything, mental health, and that is very important to me. I also review reality shows with Miss Misha Allen there. So just come in and I make sure and do some live chats and just I just really love stuff like this and engaging with people and really getting to know people. And it's really important to me. So thank you so much. Thank you. That's it.
All right, y'all, it's the 5 footer. It's official bunny. So make sure that y'all check me out on YouTube and Instagram. My YouTube channel is movie and television show recaps and reviews. It's very diversified. There's been an additional playlist that's been added dealing with finance, debt free, being debt free. What is Bitcoin, retirement, for buying a home for the first time. I had First Home Tuber on there for an Instagram live session. There's so much to check out on the channel. We have Atlanta, Inventing Anna. There's just so much more reality television. I do about 5 shows at a time. So the channel stays busy. Also on Instagram, I keep people afloat of what I do in my personal life. As many of you might not know, it's a small bubble in the entertainment industry. So that's why I'm really, really private because, but just make sure to check me out. It's family friendly. So you have the comfort of knowing that you can have it playing and it's not going to be anything in the background that's inappropriate. So you can be comfortable to share that with church people, work people, anybody. So just share that and just know that all is welcome on all of my platforms, and y'all just check it out. Hit up my DMs if y'all have any questions. So I'm really happy. Thanks for having me. Y'all are all so beautiful. Hit me up anytime. So thank you.
Okay, so yeah, I'm Inger. Don't only thing I have is Instagram. I don't have YouTube, but it's Inky Trend Setting on Instagram. I post funny stuff. I love listening to you ladies. I've subscribed to a few of you ladies, but Miss Kimberly, I definitely have to get with you about this that free. So we need to talk. But yeah, Inky Trend Setting on Instagram. And you ladies, I thoroughly enjoyed you. You are so beautiful. The content, just the info, just your mindset. Sonya, I love you to pieces. I'm so glad you put this together. Just like she said, just to get to know, a few more of the ladies that I really enjoyed this. And I got to get Misha, you too. I need you two ladies. I got to subscribe to. So I enjoyed you ladies. Yeah. Have a good one.
First Home Tuber on all social media platforms. My channel here on YouTube is all about empowering you to purchase your first ever property. I talk about all of what paperwork you need to have to get approved, how you can get down payment assistance, how to find and vet a realtor, everything you should expect at inspection, how to have warranties, all of this stuff. We talk about it all on the First Home Tuber channel, and I invite you to subscribe. Lots of content coming up. Hashtag on a spot.
Yes, I'm Misha Allen on YouTube. I do reviews on there. I have my business, Queen of Life Cosmetics. I'm having a sale. Get you some brow pencils, lashes. Take care of yourself. Look cute for the springtime. And yeah, thank you so much, Sonya, for having me. I really enjoyed this tonight.
You're welcome. I enjoy having you. I appreciate you, ladies. Thank you. Good night to everyone. And please don't forget to love yourself for who you are. Have a good night. Mwah.